Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Anklet beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup Lockdown, where we are covering Season 3, Episode 7. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group or on Instagram at Love After Lockup Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 3, Episode 7, titled Denied and Declined. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic.
I guess what we'll talk about today is the t-shirt contest. Because we're so behind in recording, it's actually this week. So I'm leaving it up for a week. Our drawing will be on Saturday of next week. I don't know what the date is, but it's June something. And I will do a kind of old school choose your name from a hat. So all you have to do is email us your name. We don't need your information because there's one t-shirt, one winner. Just email us your name and we will put your name in a hat. We'll do a live drawing, one winner. And if you didn't win, the t-shirt is actually for sale on Sticker Mule. We're exploring options to sell t-shirts not on Sticker Mule, although they're not super expensive.
Wonderful. This week we are starting with Jessica and Maurice, and they're 1 minute from the border, and he tells her to keep going and asks her if she's his ride or die.
Yeah, they're both gonna ride or die to Nevada. I think that this is an awful idea, but no one else seems to think that this is an awful idea.
Well, Jessica seems to think it's a pretty bad idea. She is not on board with this the way that he's making it seem.
She's not, but she's also like kind of excited and like smiling in a way too. And when we see them actually get to their destination, she doesn't seem too upset that they've done this. And I still think that they're faking this whole scenario. I don't think that this is real because I don't think anyone would in his case, knowing that 3 strikes you're out, they didn't risk this. I call bullshit.
You're probably right. I mean, what we know now, you're probably right. But in line with the story, until Jessica or Maurice comes on and lets us know differently, hit us up for an interview.
Those two, I'd be like, okay, because we haven't shit on them too much. I'd be like, all right, Maurice and Jessica, I know they're not coming on together, but
that would be something else. So they cross over the Nevada border and they get out of the car on the side of the highway. And he says that Jessica doesn't like that he's saying fuck parole. Well, no shit, man. Your wife doesn't want you thrown back in prison.
And then he's like, they're crossing the border. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he kind of gets out and kind of taunts it like, look at me. I'm here and now I'm there. And I'm here and now I'm there.
He's ridiculous. And he's like peeing on the side of the road, which could get him in like legitimate trouble if that he is actually doing that. You can't just pee in public.
That's what I'm saying. He's doing all kinds of shit that would like get him immediately thrown back. I mean, yeah, peeing in public, I don't think that that's allowed literally anywhere. Not in this country, not in that country, not in any state here, never, nowhere in the world.
And he has like this twisted logic because he says that he's taking a huge risk and gambling with his life, but he doesn't want to drag her through Compton and he wants her to be comfortable. She's not going to be comfortable if your ass is in prison for the rest of your life.
And how can you be comfortable and if you're there, you know you're violating and you are going to be paranoid the entire time. How enjoyable is that?
Mm-hmm. She says even though they are violating his parole, they will finally be able to sleep next to each other in the same bed. And I'm sure that's nice, but let's weigh these things here. Like, we're going to break parole. We're going to sleep next to each other on the bed. We don't have to sleep on a couch. Like, sleeping on a couch sucks, but you're not doing that for the rest of your life. What was it, 60 days max?
And they could have gotten an Airbnb and just chilled for the month or whatever. There were choices. They didn't have to sleep on his cousin's couch. Like we've said before, we don't know where the hell Jessica's getting her money from because of, I guess she could just randomly not work for like a very long time.
It's weird. Well, unless all of the stuff that happens in this season is condensed into like a week or two.
Which we've heard that it does get like some people just record for a week and it makes it seem like it's been a year.
Mm-hmm. So she shows him the house and he says it's fly.
He said, "Oh, this is fly as hell. Soft carpet, painted walls, a guest room with a little gym." And I think that all that was a room with like an exercise bike, or I don't know what it was.
Something like
A
that. One
gym.
piece of equipment. Yeah.
It's a cool gym.
Well, he says he's walking into his house that she put together for him. Sir, that is her house. I don't care if you're married or not. That is her house.
It is. We've seen this before, though. He says that the refrigerator is all snacked and meated up. I was like, what is meated up?
I guess it's just there's a lot of meat.
She packed it with the meat. My girl knows what I like. How to get to my heart, meat.
So she's showing him the kitchen and all the food that she got, and he grabs a bottle of warm vodka and starts drinking directly out of the bottle.
Okay, so on top of everything, now we're drinking.
That's helpful.
We're in Nevada, and we're also drinking when we're not supposed to be drinking. Cool. She shows him the laundry room, and then, of course, where the magic happens, the bed. Always got to show the bed.
So she asks him if he likes his house, and then she corrects herself and says, "Our house." Exactly, your house.
Yeah, it is not. I mean, it will become our house when he puts work into it being our house and doesn't just become a schlub and living off of her, which we'll see what happens. And then she's also sharing her parents with him. She's like, "Are you ready to meet your parents?" We still don't know why.
I'm uncomfortable with the way that he refers to things. My parents, my house, my. You've done nothing to contribute though. Like you just said, you have to kind of earn that. Just because you're married and it's legally probably a portion yours, that doesn't it doesn't mean you've put any effort into obtaining this.
I don't know how her state goes, but in order for things to be ours, like you either have to, well, they're married, but you have to own the thing, and then you have to split before it becomes ours. Technically, where you go, this is yours, this is mine, we're married, we have to split everything. And it depends on what you've acquired while you were married versus outside of the marriage. Is everything is not ours.
Well, he says it was a blessing meeting her. I'm sure he does feel that way.
Oh, he hands down. I don't really think he would have had trouble meeting people or women, and we know that he did have probably some side chicks. But he's struck gold because he has a whole world he can just walk into, and he even has taken possession of her parents. These are my parents now.
It's just weird. So they decide to take a shower before they go meet her parents. And she said her parents have no idea that he's violating parole. Well, no shit. No shit, man. Who's going to tell you? Like, I'd be pissed. Her parents are already pissed off at her. And then to take more risks, I would be furious. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
They've already decided this is questionable. And now it's even worse. Uh, because she may lose her husband all over again, but this time for good. And then they're going to be like, look, we're tired of your shit. And if you don't make better choices, we're not in this, because that I feel like that's what they're going to do. Like find a real husband or we're out, because his sister's already out.
How is this person contributing to the betterment of your life? And that's a really good question in a lot of these situations. How are they contributing to making your life better versus making your life more stressful?
Mm-hmm.
So she says she's nervous about him meeting her dad because her dad can be overprotective. And he just says, "Oh, I hope they like me." Well, we know that, obviously.
I feel like he's confident. She may not have told him everything based upon how confident he is.
Or he just doesn't care. Like, I can't read the situation. I don't know if he doesn't care or he's just, like you said, so confident that they're going to like him that he's not worried. And where does that come from? Is that being stupid, naive, or arrogant?
It kind of, I think, all a combination. I think you hit every nail on the head there. A little bit of all.
Next up, Sean and Destiny, and they're in bed and he tries to wake her up.
Yeah, she has no idea that there are cameras in her bedroom, and he's waking her up to kiss her. He's waking her up by kissing her. She's just like, oh, where did all these lights and cameras? So ridiculous. Oh,
What? I don't buy that for a
oh
second.
no. Oh, oh my.
So she says she has a little bit of a hangover, and he says, "Well, that's your fault." And she said, "No, it's the bartender's fault." In what fucking world, man? Like, take the minutest amount of responsibility for yourself.
Always. This woman, I don't think, has taken responsibility for a damn thing in her entire fucking life. Everything is everyone else's fault.
Right?
Everyone's here for her and to cater to her, and nothing is her fault. She is extremely selfish, and you can see it.
So he says waking up next to her is so surreal, and he likes watching her sleep. That's not creepy.
It's okay. All right. I'm gonna say it's not creepy for a little bit, maybe like the first night, the second night or something. It's like, oh my God, I really can't believe I have this woman finally sleeping next to me. But he was like taking pictures of her and shit. That is level creepy. I don't like that. Like, if someone were taking pictures, if you talked about this, of me sleeping, and she had her thumb in her damn mouth when he took the picture, I'd be like, no, dude, you're a serial killer.
Could be. I'm not convinced he's not.
No.
He says being with her makes him the happiest man in the world, but he's worried about her legal issues. Well, then why are you dating a prisoner?
This was the riskiest. If this is real, this was the riskiest. This is worse than Maurice. Worse. Because he doesn't even know if she's going to win her case or not. They have no idea. He may get his $50,000 back, but he's going to lose her.
Yeah. So she asks him how she got into the clothes that she's wearing. So it was blackout drunk.
She probably vomited all over herself. I'm going to say.
Probably.
Or peed. I don't know. Peed herself.
Something came out of her body that was unexpected. She tells us that her first night in Vegas was great, and she got so drunk. We have figured that one out.
Well, we didn't. I don't think we knew that he has to go to work. They had a night out on the town in Vegas, and now he's got to go to work. I would be hell no. So
I didn't even realize
we didn't talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was an afterthought, because why would you have people over for dinner and then also agree to, because that could have been his excuse. So she's like, I want to go out, dude. I want to, you know, like, look, I have to fucking work. This is real life.
I don't think she would have cared, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he had said that to her, like, dude, I got to get up for work in the morning. This is just supposed to be having them over for dinner, like low key. And she just tells him, no, we're going out. And my guess is she would do something along the lines of saying, I'm going out. You can come if you want. And then he's going to be like, well, of course I'm going.
And apparently she would have just asked for his credit card as well, because this is the next thing that she does. She's like, oh, do you need the car? Are you leaving the car? Because I've got things to do. And I want to get stuff for the house, some pictures, and some nice shit. And then also I need your credit card. Now, he does not know this woman well enough to be handing over his fucking credit card in any way. He has no reason to trust her whatsoever. No reason.
But this is kind of his fault too. Like, he found her in prison. He knows that she has a history of fraud and like she's a repeat offender. He knows that he's got supposedly $50,000 on the line. He would know like that he can't trust her, but he's trying to play up that he does, and I don't buy it.
He is.
And if
he has her convinced that he trusts her, but everyone else knows he doesn't.
Yeah. He tells her that he'll give her some money, and she says no, she wants the credit card too. Dude, come the fuck on.
And she's not even supposed to have that in her possession.
Mm-hmm.
She's not on parole. She's not on probation, but she does have stipulations. She cannot be in possession of a banking or a credit or of a banking account, a checking account, credit cards, anything with checks. Because of her drug habit, she got charged with 598 felony counts of check fraud. I was like, what? What?
Here's the thing, though. She says she's not on parole and she's not on probation, but she has stipulations. I thought you were on bail. Like, you just got caught basically admitting you're not on bail, that there isn't a $50,000 hanging over your head.
Because someone said, and I don't remember where we heard this, there literally are no, like, if you're just out on bail, you could do whatever the fuck you want, is what I read. Like, the only time you would have stipulations is if you were on parole or probation. So
How does that
has
make
no
sense?
rules. I don't know. I think that $50,000 holds you to everything, because she has not been formally charged with anything, so they can't make rules for her yet. They can't. She's technically supposed to still be in jail, but someone just paid the money for her to be out. So nothing has been decided. So it does kind of make sense, but you're right. We caught her because she said she has rules.
Well, she says the government writes bad checks all the time and gets away with it. So why should she go to prison for it? Come on now.
Okay, dummy. I mean, come on. Go take some classes. Go back to school. I'm like, yes, Destiny, that's how it goes. You can just break the rules because the US government does. Okay.
Like they're in a 7-Eleven trying to pass a bad check to get a pack of cigarettes.
The US government walks in and, and grabs an icy and a Red Bull. Here's my check.
He tells her that he will put the credit card app on her phone and she'll just be able to charge the stuff that way without having to have the physical card. I guess if you're going to give somebody access to your card, that would be the best way to do it, although it's not going to slow her down at all.
I think that is worse, because once you connect your card to someone's phone, what if she took off with her car, she permanently has your card until you cancel it, rather than having the physical card, and your card is connected to her phone. It's way riskier.
I don't know. If she had the physical card, she could put it in her own phone, but she has been in prison for 3 years and hasn't even heard of anything like this. So she's interested in what he's telling her, like, oh, really? And I'm sure it's more like, oh, more ways to commit fraud.
It's exactly. She's like, oh, I can have a virtual credit card that I can give to all my friends.
Right.
And we forget that that times, well, I don't think we forget, but times change in a few years, 3, 4, 5, 12 years, where technology just becomes that all of a sudden they walk out and they're like, oh, I can have a credit card on my phone and tap
Right.
my phone.
Well, she asks him if there's a limit, and he's like, "There's a little limit," and he tells her she can have $1,500, and she's like, "That's it, bitch, get on with yourself. What do you mean that's it? I want somebody to be like, you have $1,500 to spend today." He wasn't telling her ever. He was like, today.
This guy is such a scammer. What does he have on his credit cards, and what kind of limits does he have? And this is not his money. A high credit card limit does not translate to I have money. You are borrowing that money unless that you have, all that money just readily available on your bank card. It is not your money, sir. You are not rich. You do not have money. And her
Yeah.
brain is not computing this, of course, because she's a fucking dumbass.
She doesn't care. It's not her money one way or the other. It's him giving her his money, but he's giving it to her legally. Well, she tells him that she was thinking more like 5 or 10, and he was like, 1,000? I feel like this is kind of staged, because who would ask, like, she has to know he doesn't have $10,000 for her to spend. That's outrageous.
Also, they're in the, well, I'll call something out as we get further into the scene here, but yeah. And the only thing that you could really do with like $5,000 or $10,000 in a day is like furnish an entire house, and that house already had furniture in it. She doesn't need to have $5,000 or $10,000. So what else could she possibly do with it other than buy drugs? And I think that's where they were headed with this storyline, with the $5,000 or $10,000 ask.
That would be a lot of money in drugs too.
It would be, or it would be a lot of money for her to take off with.
Yes, it would. I mean, you could do okay for 10,000 for a short amount of time. Well, she straddles him and asks him to make it 3,500 and says she'll make it up to him.
It's so gross. We act as if like men will do like anything for sex from anyone, and I think I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, but the thing is, with Sean and Destiny, I feel like he would do anything for sex with her. I mean, it seems like the way he's behaving is, if she has sex with him or does sexual favors, then he'll just continue to give her as much money as she wants.
Did that chair just start rotating by itself?
Girl, that's what I thought too. And I about had a fucking heart attack. That's why I was going like this. The back of my chair caught the back of that chair and it started going. But my stomach dropped and I was like, why the fuck is that chair moving?
Rotating. I was like, what are we going to have to post this on YouTube as a ghost video now? The house is haunted. Watch this chair move on its own.
Because it was moving. By the time I looked at it, I was like, what is happening?
It was spinning.
Oh, that freaked me out for a minute.
You have to leave that in. It was funny. I know there's no video, but they can get the drift. So Sean says that he feels like his financial life is stable. In what fucking world? He says he has enough to put away for his kids, for what they want and what they're going to need. But it's very expensive to date Destiny, and he's had to pull out money from his 401k, and then they tax you like crazy, sir. Again, if you have to pull money out of your 401k, you're fucking broke.
You are not living within your means, sir.
No. And they do tax you like crazy, and it's a fucking nightmare. It's so much money.
This is his fault, though, because I really feel like he was financially catfishing her, telling her that he had stuff that he didn't have, and then she comes to expect it. Like, if you don't say you have stuff, then she's not going to expect it. She's not going to think you're going to give her $10,000 if you don't project yourself as having money to be able to be like, here's 10 grand.
Exactly. You called it financial catfishing. It absolutely is. It is not right in any way. And okay, although although it's not right to just be with someone for their money, but you should also not lie to someone and make them think that you have money, and then you fully know that in the back of your mind this person may be with you for just your money, and then you're making them think that you have the money. It's just as bad as what they're doing to you, because you're not representing yourself in the, what's the word I'm looking for, in a realistic way.
Right. No, you're right. Well, he's afraid that she'll leave him and not show up to court if he tells her that she can't have the money. So I get where he's coming from with this, because if she gets pissed off and takes off, he's supposedly out 50 grand. But he has to draw a line too, because there's still another week before she goes back to court. So what's he going to do? Spend $70,000 in that week? You have to draw a line somewhere.
Absolutely, he's going to have to come clean to her is what he's going to have to do, because if he wants to keep her so that she doesn't run away from him and leave him and put him on the line for $50,000, he's going to have to tell her, hey, look, dude, I don't have $5,000 to $10,000 that you can just go willy-nilly spending every day while I'm at work. He's just going to have to be honest for once. And this is the biggest bullshit. His wife calls and asks about something that his daughter has been wanting or asking for, and he says, how much is it? And the wife is like, or the ex-wife, they weren't even married, and
No.
the ex is like, $40, and he's going to give her a hard fucking time over this $40 as he's giving that piece of shit his credit card.
Well, I mean, he didn't seem to fight her on the game too much, just like, hey, how much is this going to cost? But if you're talking about giving your one child $40 as though it's any issue whatsoever, when you're giving Destiny in theory $3,500, I don't know how much she ended up with because they didn't say, but
No,
that's bullshit. Your loyalty lies to your children first.
not in Sean's world.
Well, Sean,
go ahead.
Sean is also a liar, as we already know, but he says that Destiny doesn't know that he talks to Kelly every single day.
These two, in a way, are a match made in heaven, because they're both fucking pieces of shit and liars. Liars.
Yeah, they're pretty awful. Kelly asks him how things are going, and he says, good. Then he asks her if she's mad, and she says she's beyond mad and doesn't really want to talk to him at all right now. And the thing is he seems so fucking dense. You know what I mean? Like, when it should be obvious that somebody's upset with him or that he's done something, he's like, what do you mean? What do you mean, Kelly? You're upset that I found a felon and now I'm giving her everything that belongs to our children? Why are you so upset?
When he talks, I cannot stand the fact that he looks like he's just staring into a bright light. He's just like, I can't, I mean, I know we're not doing video, but that blank fucking stare, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. He looks like Butthead. It bothers me. I can't. I know they don't go away anytime soon either, so we have to deal with Sean for a long time.
At least with Sean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kelly says, you've made your decision, so now I've made mine. And she hangs up on him. But the thing is, was something more going on between them, or is production making this more dramatic than it was? Because her response is very much someone who is still emotionally invested. It's like Kelly does seem to care what happens with Sean. But he says that they tried to get back together a year ago. Was it a year ago, or was it within the last year? Was it 2 months before Destiny? You know what I mean? Like, because Sean's full of lies. So when were they trying to get back together? And were they trying to actively get back together when Destiny got out? So there's so many things that I have questions about.
I feel like the only way we would get the answers to this is if we had his baby mama on.
Kelly, hit us up. We want you
Please.
on so bad.
And she's not under any NDAs or anything like that. Not that any of them are at this point from season 3, because that ship has sailed. He feels like he's in 2 relationships. One is the mother of his kids, and the other is the love of his life. In what fucking world is this the love of your life? Where have you decided that? For what has given you the inkling that this is the love of your life? Unless he's one of those people where everyone he's with for like the first year is the love of his life, and then he moves on to the next love of his life.
I don't know, man. I am sure that currently he would say that Sarah's the love of his life. And at some point in
Absolutely.
time, he probably said Kelly was the love of his life. So it's like your lifetime. I don't know.
Like
This period of my life.
Exactly. Oh, and I've spoken these words to to my ex-husband. How many loves of your life do you have in a lifetime?
So many. Well, he says that she's going to have to meet Kelly in order for her to meet his kids, and her getting along with his kids is really important to him. I want to believe this, but I just don't. I just don't believe that he cares about his kids as much as he's trying to portray.
I don't even need to know the truth to know that you're speaking the truth.
And he says that he's going to try to fix Kelly being mad at him, and he needs to fix that so he can see his kids. Kind of implying that he wouldn't be able to if she's mad at him. I don't think Kelly would withhold the children from him. She doesn't strike me as that kind of person.
No, she's meeting up with him to go shopping. Come on. No.
Right? Next up, Quaylen and Chevelle. And Chevelle tells Quaylen she can't keep her hands off of him.
All right, Chevelle and Quaylen better get more exciting, because right now they're boring the fuck out of me. Can't with these two. Like, get exciting. I know it happens, but let's go. They're going too slow. He's seeing his sister. Did you say he's seeing his sister for the first time in 12 years?
No.
Yeah, so we're gonna meet the sister, and I guess he's close to the sister. And then Chevelle is ready for Quaylen to meet her family, because so far we've only met Quaylen's family.
Well, his mom and sister show up, and he says he's so thankful to be free and around his family.
And we know he has no stipulation. He has no rules. He is a fully free man. So he has the world literally at his fingertips. It's up to him. So he's good to go. He's got to be on cloud now. He's got to be like flying high at this point. And we know that he had very strong aspirations to support his entire family doing what, we have no idea.
We didn't get to that part. Well, so Chevelle tells him to make sure he's home by 3, I am assuming for this party. Because as you said, he doesn't have any stipulations, so it's not like he has to be home for that.
No, he can party, he can drink, he can do whatever he wants. We keep saying, well, Chevelle keeps saying that his mom is controlling. I guess not in every way, though. I think the only way that we have seen her be controlling is the fact that she just wants him to live with her so that he stays out of trouble. That's the only controlling I've seen, but I've not seen her be crazy, overbearing, controlling yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's with his mom and sister shopping for something to wear for the party, and he says he's happy to have some alone time to spend with them. I don't know.
That was a weird, yeah, it was like, I don't know, maybe Chevelle is like being really overbearing and over, like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Like, he's been with her too much. I mean,
But it's
you
only
like
been
someone?
1 day.
Yeah, one day, oh, I've had enough of that bitch. Let's go shopping with mom and sister. We think it's been 1 day. I think it's been 1 day. We're gonna believe them at this point. So he's had enough of Chevelle right now after 1 day.
Chevelle, I need my mom and sister. Please leave me alone. I mean, I get like spending quality time with your siblings and your parents and stuff like that, but you just fucking got out. Like literally, it's been 1 day. It's not even like it's been months or weeks.
And if you really like someone that much, you don't you would be like, come with me, or
Yeah.
I'll miss you after I'm just going away for a couple hours, not, oh gosh, it's a relief to get away from her so I can go clothes shopping with my mom and sister.
It's just, it strikes me as weird. And the production sets a lot of this shit up so that it looks one way and it wasn't at all. But Chevelle, Quaylen, either of you hit us up. This is I'm trying to lure them in to manifest.
Well, Chevelle hates us, so we'd have to sweet talk her and we'd have to be like, listen, our opinions or the opinions of our group members do not translate to how we feel. Although I have posted Chevelle in that ridiculous outfit that she wore with the bell bottoms and the colorful spandex.
She had some interesting outfits though. Like, I like Chevelle. She never apologized for who she was. Like she was living her best life. Well, she was trying.
You would think though, if you're gonna rock that outfit, you're gonna have on TV, you're gonna have to expect that more than likely people are gonna make fun of it.
They're at least going to say something. You never know if it's going to be taken good or it's going to be taken bad. But, well, his sister tells him that he looks skinny and he says he's been eating good. I don't remember how many days he's been out, but I thought we were talking like 3 days here at this point, max.
I thought he meant he was eating good in prison, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, when are you? Wait, yeah. So now we're like, it's been 1 day he's been eating good for 1 day, and also hates Chevelle.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you've been eating good since you got out 24 hours ago? I don't know. Like, or for all we fucking know, this is 3 months after he's gotten out, and they're just reenacting all of this shit. Like, there's no way to know with this.
But if he's skinny, then he couldn't have been out eating good for 3 months. So what's the truth? I have no idea. I mean, we only saw them go out to eat one meal at the barbecue restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I know men's metabolism is different, so I would venture to guess that it's probably going to take him a while to gain weight if he's eating good.
Girl, I tell my son all the time, anytime that he is like, my son's weight fluctuates a little bit, like maybe 10 pounds or whatever. And if I see him and he's on the downside of that 10 pounds, I'm always like, you're so skinny. I'm worried about you. He's just a normal weight. You know what I mean? And then he'll put on like the 10 winter pounds. And I'm just like, okay, now you look normal and healthy. He looks normal and healthy both ways. But 10 pounds can add, I'm just assuming it's 10 pounds. I have no idea.
Do you feed him when you see him looking quote unquote skinny?
Here, you look too skinny.
Have all this.
Have a cookie. Have a cookie.
Here's some cookies and an entire bag of Doritos and also chocolate milk. And here's a box of Ho-Hos. He gains 10 pounds in 1 weekend. You're like, okay, right. Good. Now I'm saying I can leave now.
Now I feel better. You don't look so skinny. I know I drive him crazy with it too. He's like, leave me the fuck alone. So her mom and her cousin, D-Mark, show up to help her get ready for this party.
I could not, I didn't want to go back because I was trying to do this in kind of like a hurry. I couldn't fucking figure out who the hell D-Mark was until you just said this right now. I was like, who is this? Is this her friend? Like, I don't have time to go back. So they arrive with balloons and tablecloths for this party that we're going to have. And then we find out that Chevelle has a surprise for him later. I don't know what the surprise is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Or it may span 4 or 5 episodes before we find out what the surprise is.
I bought you a cake. Some of these surprises are so lame.
I think we find out the surprise, don't we?
Quaylen's sister says she was surprised that he had a girlfriend. And he was like, what were you surprised about? Like, it would just be normal for him to have somebody after being in that long. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know enough about prison culture to say.
Well, with all the rumors, and we're saying, I don't know how the hell to actually say his name, Quaylen. All the rumors going on around him, they could be just shocked that he's dating a woman. I don't know what this whole shock is like. Oh, you have a girlfriend? There's no way that they didn't know. There's no way.
Well, I mean, they weren't together for years and years. Like, I don't think that they even came to visit him after a certain point. So there's a substantial, he's not going to be sharing that. Dear sister and mother, I have been, I, I won't go any further, but you get where I'm going with this.
Dearest mother and dearest sister, I
I
haven't.
had my dick sucked today in my bunk. Like, there are some things you just don't share with family.
I was I was writing very very suggestive letters to my pen pal today.
I wonder if there are, do they call, like, never mind. Anyway,
Oh,
so
what is writing in? I know where you're going, but what is that? If you're not sexting and you're not having phone sex, what is writing sexy stuff in a letter called?
snail sex. I don't
Snails.
know.
Snails.
So he tells his sister that Chevelle was there for him while he was inside, and they built a really good bond. He says that she's the one for him. I think, at minimum, that's what he wants. He wants her to be the one for him. Is she? Obviously not. We know now, but I believe that that's what he wants.
I think he was fooling himself. I really do. I think he was looking for an overhaul of his entire universe, and Chevelle was part of it. That's what I feel in my heart of
Mm-hmm.
hearts. And it just doesn't always go that way. His sister, just like mom, says that she doesn't want to lose him again, and she's not happy about him staying in Kansas City. Still don't know whether he does or not, but I do not believe he ever planned on staying there.
I don't either. I feel like when he told his mom he was coming back with her, that he meant it, and I feel like he was just leading Chevelle on, hoping that she would agree to move to Texas with him. But that's so it, it's so entitled, maybe, or arrogant. I can't even think about what I want to say, but you know where I'm going with it. Like, it's ridiculous to think that she's going to pick up her and her daughter and move states away from her own family, who help her, by all indications, take care of Maila.
And in that, this is shocking. That his sister literally feels like all of this is about Quaylen wanting Chevelle to support him financially, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, this is weird because we've never had a family come out and be like, we know you're doing this for selfish reasons. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and his sister says that not only does she want him to come to Houston, but she thinks that he could just meet somebody down there while he's there, and he wouldn't have to worry about
Yep.
Chevelle, which is fucked up because it's really dismissive of the relationship that they've built.
Well, hands down, their whole thing is like, look, he's just using this girl, and like if he just like let her go and just moved with us, we could help him and he could find a new girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever.
Well, and that he could get in trouble if he stays in Kansas City. He could get
Mm-hmm.
in trouble if he moves to Houston. Like, it's not it's not the location that's getting him in trouble. It's being who he is.
But they fully feel like they're going to be able to control him and watch over him the entire time. I know that they do. They're like, well, if he's here, we can stop him from doing bad shit.
Yeah. Can you, though? Yeah, exactly. So he tells his sister that he has obligations and he's a man and needs to follow through on those promises.
No, you don't have, that's not your child, and that's not, you're not married, and that's not your child. No, you don't know her or anything. I'm sorry, but he doesn't know her or anything.
Well, I found out that his sister's name is Quinandria.
Quinandria.
Quinandrea. Quinandria.
Okay.
Quinn. I may be butchering that name, but I guess that's the beginning. How we were talking about how they all begin with QU. So she says she's not happy about him wanting to stay in Kansas City, and she says he feels hell bent on making this relationship work.
I just want to say about the quinandria thing. Why would you do that to your child and they're in school and they're trying to write quinandria?
I mean, it's no different. You don't like the name, or?
No, I'm like, why? No, quinandria is fine. But when you're young and you have a first name that is like 12 letters long, that's a nightmare. When the kid sitting next to you just has to write John.
Yeah, but I mean, the same could be said for like Stephanie or
Christina,
Christina. All, yeah. I don't think.
Jonathan.
Next up, Lindsay and Scott, and he's ironing his shirt, which I really feel like it should have been done while he was wearing it, you stupid fuck. And he says it's been a few days since they had called the prison.
I wanted to know where we were going with this scene, why and who decided that we needed to see Scott ironing his shirt topless, because in no way, shape, or form did I want to see this, and neither did the rest of the world.
Yeah.
What is happening?
He says it's been almost a week since he's heard from her, and it's elevating his stress.
Randomly the fucking phone rings, and he says, "Hello, dear," and I guess it's Lindsay, and she says that her spot at the halfway house was pulled because she said she got quote unquote smart with someone. I don't know who the someone was. I didn't catch that part.
Just a CO.
A CO. Okay. I don't feel like that would be enough to do this, but whatever. That's what we're going with.
Probably depends on which CO. I can see some of them trying to make your life miserable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She says she was in the shoe for fighting, but they told her that she was still going to be released, according to her.
She just decided she was getting released. This is just what happened. She's just like, I'm getting released, and that's it. And she told everyone she was getting released. And we're still gonna go with the fact that she didn't and wasn't. I don't know if this is true.
According to her, the morning she was supposed to leave, she was packing up, and they told her that she wasn't in fact leaving. And he's like, I waited at the airport for you for 30 minutes. Woo, 30 minutes. Woo, woo.
Yeah, with his steaks and the cake and the limo driver and the one man in the entire airport. Uh-huh. Yeah. He asks her if she needs money, and she says, well, I have some, but can you send me more? And he goes into this whole spiel how he's like basically uprooted everything, whatever that means, moved to Mississippi to be with her, used all of his resources and bought a house, this and that, so that he could be a couple with her. Well, sir, this isn't like they're just fucking with her at this moment. It doesn't mean that she's gonna be like in there for like another year. They're just making her life difficult for like a couple more days, I think is what's going on here.
Well, it's weird because she says that they wouldn't let her use the phone to call him and tell him that she wasn't getting out because she only gets one phone call a month, which I'm assuming is a restriction because she was getting in trouble. But then she also says that, later he says that she should call him later and they'll have more of an in-depth conversation. Does she get one phone call a month, or can she call him twice in one day? Like, that's very inconsistent. I don't understand which one it is.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going with this, but I feel like we're trying to make this more interesting than it actually is, and I don't know why. Let's go, because we just need to I'm sick of just seeing Scott. I can't.
I get out of prison already. I know.
I can't. Why are we dragging this on?
He confirms that she doesn't have a new release date yet, and she was like, yeah, not yet. So she has no idea when she's getting out.
Oh my God.
Well, he says she needs to get out so that they can get married and get the ball rolling and get on with their lives. Next up, Heather, who is 33, and Dylan, who is 30. Heather is a model, and Dylan served 5 years for residential burglary and possession of ecstasy.
One thing that confused me about this whole Heather situation, and I know people love Heather even though she was on for a very short period of time.
I don't know
when
anybody who likes Heather.
Well, I don't think that they like her. I think they like to talk about her being
Yes.
crazy. So
Yeah.
I should have worded that differently. They like to. I think she has a whole discussion group on Reddit just about her because she's crazy pants. But one thing I noticed is that in her scenes she has no hair, and then in her talking heads she has hair.
Yeah.
So I thought that was weird.
They record those at a later date. I can't remember who was telling us about that.
Yeah.
Like they just go through and do that little interview. Well, Heather's in a sex shop and she's on the phone with Dylan telling him about the things that she's finding. And we find out that at this point, he's 1 day from release.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's going to get him a banana hammock, which I could have done without knowing.
Yeah, he's like, I'll pass on that.
She says that she's never had trouble meeting men, but she's just had trouble keeping them. So there's that.
Oh, yeah. She says she's a romantic, and when she falls in love, she wants to give them the whole world.
That's not creepy at all. She doesn't have an interest in any bullshit, and she just wants to be with someone that she can grow with.
What?
Okay.
Why is it? Who is ever going to be like, I'm interested in bullshit and nonsense?
No, I don't want anything real with you. I don't want this shit to grow, and I also don't want you. I don't want this to be good. I want this to be full of bullshit.
She's something else. Like, I mean, I am all for women embracing their sexuality, but she's like talking to the employee at the sex shop, and she tells the woman that the bullet that they're looking at looks like a Bluetooth device, and then tells her, like, hey, I carry around my bullet toy in my purse all the time. I don't know about you, but that seems a little weird to me.
It is weird. She's like, well, because you never know. That's disturbing. Where are you using this and why? Keep it in your home. And you know what? And I don't care who comes back at us with this. You can put a comment on our freaking Apple store being like, oh, you shouldn't shame people for having a sex toy in their purse and walking around with it. Fuck you. That's fucking weird.
I mean, I don't care that they do it. It doesn't affect me in any way, but it just seems like a weird thing to do.
Because it is. We agree.
So they met at a party at his apartment, and she went to the bathroom, and he was apparently just in the shower. That seems so weird to me. First of all, do you not knock? Why is he in the shower? Is this an orgy? I don't understand what's happening.
It was so weird. Like, she's just at some party, and this dude is at a party. I'm assuming it's at his house, or he was just randomly taking a shower at someone's house, which is weird. It's just as weird as her carrying a bullet in her purse. But let's just assume this was his house, that there was a party being held at. He's in the shower. She goes in there and doesn't realize that there's running water and that there's a dude in the shower.
I don't understand that at all.
It's like, you don't hear the water. He didn't lock the door. I don't know. But she said that she was like, oh, he's sexy and strong. This is weird.
She says that when she first started talking to him, she felt like she was the best thing ever, and she felt like a goddess. So he's making her feel loved and appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that how it usually goes with when you first start dating someone? They normally try to do that shit.
Well, so she made the worker at the sex shop look at a picture of him, and she tells him that they haven't had sex yet. I don't think that lady cares, man.
No, this is creepy. Why are we doing this again? Yeah, she's like, he's been in prison for 5 years. We've never had sex. I'd be like, dude, get away from me.
Yeah.
Having this conversation, I don't know you.
I bet if you work in a sex shop, you get involved in all kinds of weird ass conversations.
Yeah, and apparently literally anywhere else you work, as long as Fruit Loops like this walk in and start telling you their whole damn life story.
A few weeks after they met, he got arrested for selling ecstasy to an undercover cop. Oops.
Yeah. It could happen. It could happen to anyone. It's not like you're ever going to know who's a cop. I could be a cop for all we know. He asked her to marry him. I want to think that he was serious, but I don't know yet. We'll see. And she visits him literally every Saturday and Sunday, which is wild because I think that the meetings are like 15 minutes or something like that.
Wow. Well, he's been arrested many times. So he's got a history of being locked up.
This seems like a great idea. It seems like a very educated decision to be with this man based upon that. And then she says that they feel like they're already married. I don't know why.
Yeah, and they always say we instead of I. You know what I mean? We feel. I'd like to hear that from him.
She's decided.
She says she hopes their connection will stay as strong once he's released. And she says she wants to give him a bath, suck his dick, and cook food for him. That's lovely.
I'm glad you read that. Thank you for reading that because I didn't want to.
Next up, John and Christiana, and she gets in the car and asks him if she looks beautiful, and he says absolutely.
I feel like we could have a drinking game off of this episode for the amount of times we've said sex. So we haven't been able to have sex yet. She does look beautiful too, by the way. She looks beautiful and normal.
Yeah, she's sober.
Mm-hmm.
He says he's concerned because some of the people she used to hang out with are also in the halfway house. And that would be very bad. We know because she's mentioned it now. He's mentioned it. This is not a safe environment for her to be in.
Halfway houses are a fucking joke. They're a joke. You have access to everything that puts you in jail in the first place. They're a joke.
He says he has to have faith that she is strong enough to overcome temptation.
And she doesn't. He gives her flowers and she says, oh, these are pretty, but like I can't have them at the halfway house, so let's just give them to my mom. And that's sweet, right? In a way.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a problem with that.
She says in order to see her mom, she has to sneak around and tell the halfway house that she's out looking for a job. That's sad.
They don't care. They don't care. Yeah, they're gonna act like they care. They don't care where the fuck she is. And she hasn't seen her mom in 4.5 years. And remember, her mom is sick, so this is she needs to do this. Her relationship with her mom is really good, and they have always had a very close bond.
So her mom says that Christiana has been in prison for half of her life, and Christiana asks her mom what she thinks of John, and mom says that she was surprised they got married. Well, yeah.
Yeah, mom wants her to get through everything and that she and John have to work together. It's her wanting John to keep her daughter like from getting in trouble. Ultimately, it's like maybe this time my daughter won't go back to prison and that this man can actually keep her from doing that. And like we said, he probably could have, but it's also up to Christiana to want that as well. And she didn't.
Correct. She said she's grateful to have a normal life with him, and mom says that she wishes her the best of luck. I don't feel like her mom believes that John is going to help her. We only know what we see on the show and what he told us.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like he wanted the best for her.
I I really think he did. I really think that he would, if she would have been the way he thought she was going to be, they probably would still be together and everything would be good. I really do feel that. Uh Her mom, like we said, they're very close. Mom is her world, and mom is like, just, I'm just scared I'm going to lose her again, and she's very right to feel that. She's, I don't want you to call prison your home forever. And you're better and stronger than that. She's not strong. She's not. She needed help. She cannot fight her demons, clearly.
So Christiana says that at this point, she's been clean for 8.5 months. She said she always ends up going to the halfway house and relapses and then runs off.
Yeah, it's never been any different. I just don't understand why we're like, okay, this time's going to be different, because it's not been, and it's still to this day is not. In eight and a
No.
half months, that's only because you were probably in a strict prison. Because that's the only reason why you were clean. Let's be honest, it wasn't you.
I think she's hopeful because she says she's never had anyone like John who isn't an addict and who can help her stay clean. So I believe that she believed that that was going to make a difference. Ultimately, it did not make any difference, but I think that she hoped that it would.
It made sense for her to hope that, though. Let's just put it that way.
Definitely. Next up, a very short check in with Lindsay and Scott. And Lindsay says she has to wear makeup every day because it helps her feel normal.
She was kind of describing like what you have to use to make your prison makeup. She uses pencils, pens, and then I guess if you like take deodorant and rub it on the ink of a magazine, you can make eyeshadow, and then you can also use the ink to make a mascara with toothpaste.
It seems like a bad idea.
In your toothpaste in your eye, can you imagine?
No,
I'm gonna put toothpaste in your eye.
I'd prefer you not to. Next up, Sean and Destiny's shopping and says what she missed the most was shopping, and she's going to spend as much as she wants.
I don't think that what she's missed the most is shopping. I'm gonna say it's drugs.
Unfortunately.
She says, John has given me, Sean, she says, Sean has given me a budget of $1,500, but she's going to spend whatever she wants. Of course she is.
So she tells the saleswoman that she just got out of prison and a lot of things have changed during that time. And the saleswoman says she understands because she was also locked up for 3 years.
Well, finally, we have someone who can relate to the story that's being told to them randomly while they're just trying to be a employee at a store. And I don't know who would ever ask this to a random person. She says to the store employee, "When you were in prison, did you have girlfriends?" And the lady just volunteers and says, "Well, yes, I did." This is not weird at all.
Not weird at all. She asks the saleswoman if she's engaged because she's wearing a ring, and she says no, she bought it herself because customers kept hitting on her. And Destiny was like, well, I'm your customer. Yeah, and you're fucking creepy and uncomfortable.
I would not be like, "Ooh, this is fun. This is it's like Destiny is creepy as fuck." I'd be like, "Get the hell away from me. You're talking so fast that I can like hear that you've been a former crackhead." It's like, uh, um, she says, well, it's just was old men, so she threw on a ring so that old men would stop hitting on her.
Yeah, Destiny says, is it okay I'm hitting on you? And the saleswoman says, yes, it's okay. I'm not mad.
Okay. And Destiny again tells us that she's liked women her whole life, and that she would love to date Sean and another woman at the same time. Do we feel Sean would go for this? That they would be a
No,
throuple? No.
absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
So the two women talk about Sean and how he would be if she told him that she wanted to date a woman. He is not going for that. You know he's not going for that. I don't buy for a second. He'd be like, this is hot. I want to do this.
Yeah, Destiny is like, well, my boyfriend is straight edge. He he's not going to go for it. He's said that he's not like this. She's wild and he's not. She tells her that they're getting married and that he's spent $50,000 on her while she was in prison. No, why are we saying this? That is not the case here. Now we're trying to say that he spent $50,000 while she was in prison. Technically, what? All he did was get you out, bail you out. We never heard that he also spent $50,000 on her.
I think the storyline is getting a little hung up there.
Someone was like high when they were writing the storyline because they are all over the place. They're forgetting what they said in previous episodes.
Well, Destiny tells the saleswoman not to worry about her boyfriend and says, let's focus on the two of us. And the saleswoman says, well, okay, we can hang out. And Destiny says, no, it's a date. And he's paying. And that clearly makes the saleswoman uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because she can feel that she's trying to use Sean.
Mm-hmm. And then she says, do you like sushi food? And I'm like, not surprised that she said sushi food in any way at all. Clearly, we understand that sushi is food. We do not need. Would you like to go out for hamburger food?
Well, Destiny says she's a nympho and she will take a woman or a man, or they can be with each other.
And then we go to check out, and after we have a random conversation about a mirror that she wants, the clerk says that she's going to give her 20% off. Isn't that sweet? And Destiny says, well, is that because I'm taking you on a date? Wow. 20% off for a date.
Right. So Destiny goes to pay and Sean's card gets declined. So she calls him and he tells her he doesn't know why the card got declined. And somehow that's the end of it. If this was a real storyline and knowing Destiny, she would throw a fit and demand he leave work and come down there with cash to buy her stuff. So I feel like this was a production created scenario.
Also, we were talking about $5,000 to $10,000, and I had to rewind to listen to the amount. All her amount came to was $175.99. So I'm like, how many stores is she planning on going to today to spend $5,000 to $10,000 when all she could come up with in this one store was $175.99?
Right. And it got denied. But they do a lot of denying of credit cards on this show. I don't know if you've noticed that. Like, Scott's card got declined. There was somebody else, too, whose card got declined. So the saleswoman says she'll put the items on hold until Destiny can come back the next day and pay for them. And then she proceeds to give Destiny her number.
Mm-hmm. All right, then she's like, well, at first, Sean seemed wealthier than he is. Okay, so she's now coming to the realization that if someone's giving you credit cards that are declined, that they might be broke.
I mean, he tried to tell her. Next up, Quaylen and Chevelle tells D-Mark that she's nervous about the party and him meeting Quaylen.
Well, we find out what the surprise is here. She brings D-Mark to the car lot to pick up a truck. And that, right, it was D-Mark that she took with her? Okay. And D-Mark is like beyond confused and upset about this because he's just like, okay, so this dude just gets his whole life handed to him after just getting out of prison. And then also, here's a truck. You can just slide into that truck and there you go. Like, she's giving him everything plus a vehicle.
It's reminiscent of Angela and Tony.
Mm-hmm.
So D-Mark is furious that she bought him this truck and says he could take the truck and leave. And she says, he definitely won't do that. You don't know that. Like, you can't. I hate how they're always like, there's no way. Definitely. they're so committed to this that there isn't even a possibility in their head that it could go wrong.
Mm-hmm. He was just like, well, why don't you just buy him a house too?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, just buy him everything. Give him your freaking credit cards. Have him go spend $5,000 to $10,000 at the uh furniture store. Yeah, it's just like he hasn't ever shown you anything. Like for you to be doing all of this for him, it's not.
Right.
He doesn't deserve this. Basically,
Well, DMark says that she doesn't even know him beyond visitation. And she says, as long as her and Quaylen are good, then everything is good. So she's basically saying, your opinion doesn't matter.
right?
And they're standing in the middle of the car lot, and DMark says he's not in agreement with any of this. And they start yelling at each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't even want to meet him anymore. He's so disgusted that he's like, no, because at this point, this is this dude just accepting all this and not going, oh no, please don't. I'm gonna earn my own stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we did hear, like I've said, Quaylen is like, oh, I'm gonna provide for my whole family. Yet he didn't say Chevelle, because up to this point, he's just letting Chevelle fund his entire fucking life and start
Right.
his new world. Here's a truck, here's a house, here's a child, here's an everything, here's money.
I hope she kept the truck in her name, instead of buying it and putting it in his name.
You know she didn't.
Well, she says that she looks at DMark like a brother and she doesn't want him to be mad. But she is very nervous about the meeting. And DMark says she's gullible and he doesn't know how he's going to react to meeting Quaylen.
I don't think it's going to be good. Let's just put it that way.
And we round this episode up with Jessica and Maurice, and he's been out for 7 days and he's brushing his teeth, and it sounds like he's gagging himself with a toothbrush.
And then she tells him that you're supposed to spit it into the toilet. And I'm like,
No,
what?
I think what she said is you don't have to spit it in the toilet.
Oh. So he was spitting it into the toilet? I
Which
don't
must
know.
be a prison thing, but she did tell him you don't have to spit it in the toilet.
Okay, because like I was writing and sometimes I'm not looking up when I'm writing. And all
Yeah.
I heard was, I thought she said, you don't have to spit that. Or I'm sorry, I thought she told him to spit it into the toilet. And I'm like, that's weird and gross. It's like, is this like an Arizona thing? But now what you said makes more sense.
So she tells him to, because he's got that like the thing on his hair, and I don't know, is it called a do-rag? Yeah, okay. So she tells him to take it off, and he argues with her like, no, I need to leave this on. I'm not sure what the big deal is, but she was pretty insistent.
I think she was thinking that they're going to go, oh, this is typical. This is like, he's a thug. He's wearing a do-rag. But do-rags serve an actual legitimate purpose for a person of color.
Yeah.
Keeps their hair down, and he's trying to explain to her, he's like, all right, this is what keeps my hair under control, and you just want me to take it off? Okay, let's just go with crazy hair. Like, it's not, she's just like, this is where the conflict of interest comes in. Not conflict of interest, but like differences in worlds. She's thinking that a do-rag means I'm a Compton Crip, and really what it is, it's serving a purpose to keep his fucking hair down.
Yeah. So she says she's feeling anxious and he will have to prove himself to her family. She does tell him, do not tell my parents that you've broken parole to come to Vegas. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed here. I'm just going to say that.
I feel he's going to tell him. And like you said, because he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Well, so they're driving and he says, damn, this is a nice neighborhood. They have a 4-car garage. Then he asks her how she feels about taking a black man to meet her parents. And she says she doesn't feel any kind of way about it. She doesn't seem like she's what it's such a weird, like, here, create this drama. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck what color you are. And I 100% believe that she doesn't give a fuck.
I don't know why. We have seen this how many times where they are trying to create racism on this show.
Yep.
Why? Why are
Yep.
we doing this? I don't understand where we're at. Why are we going backwards in this show? They've created racism scenarios so many times.
They've sure tried.
Yeah.
So she asks him why it would be different if he were white. And again, I genuinely don't think that she even cares about him being black. I think it's a total non-issue.
I agree. And I would think that it would be mostly a non-issue for most people these days. I would hope. I mean, I'm not going to say for everyone, and it does exist, but yeah, she doesn't care, and neither do they.
No, it doesn't seem like anybody. I mean, that's not the issue they have. They don't care that he's black. They just care that he's a felon. That's something that they're concerned about.
It's weird to create that as also a secondary issue. It's like so weird.
He says he's nervous because he doesn't know how to feel if he were meeting himself, but he hopes that they will accept him.
Mm-hmm.
So, who is your VIP for this week?
Gosh, I couldn't come up with one. I was like, I don't know that anyone was like great in this episode. I guess I'm gonna go with like Sean's daughter for asking her dad for fucking something.
I chose D-Mark just because I feel like he's holding strong in being protective over Chevelle and Maila.
Okay, that one's good.
And your POS?
It's a tie for me between Sean and Destiny because they're so fucking awful. They're so terrible, mutually terrible.
I chose Destiny for using Sean for his money and openly trying to enter into another relationship while she's supposed to be monogamous with him. But Sean was a close second, so I feel you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, oh babe, now that's validation. We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said, don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.